Right, so in this video, I'm going to go through 5 different ways you can stick your calories. Now, there's a guide on this. I'm going to talk through the guide as well. If you do want the guide, let me know and I can send it over. But look, bottom line is, if you want to lose weight, you want to keep your calories on track. Otherwise, you can't do train a bad diet. You're not going to make any progress and you're just going to get frustrated with the whole entire process. And it's not as hard as people make it out to be. You don't need to starve yourself to make progress. You just have to be smart about the process. But let's get into it. So the first one is you need to track what you're eating. Even if this is for the first 2 weeks of your journey, this will give you an understanding of how many calories you're taking in per day, what foods are spiking up your calorie count, what foods are fairly good. It will also give you some accountability as well. It's going to stop you snacking. It's going to help you spot patterns in your nutrition when you're taking in the most calories. Is it in breakfast, lunch, dinner, or afterwards? And just to hit home the point as well, it's just going to help you stay accountable to your goal. The second thing that you want to be doing as well is to eat good food. And another word for good food is nutrient dense food. And what this is food that is high in nutrients and low in calories. So at least your vegetables, your proteins, your brown carbohydrates, fruit. Eating all these will keep you feeling full for longer. Will be really low in calories, and it's just going to make you feel better overall, which is, for me, the whole purpose of good food. The third tip is to structure your meals properly. So what I mean by this is, when you think of your plate, break it down into 4 different elements. You have your protein, you have your veg, you have your carbs, and your fat. Ideally, we want the plate to be 50% vegetables, 20% protein, 10% healthy, and let me emphasize the word healthy, fats, and 20% carbohydrates. If we do this, not only is our plate going to be mainly nutrient dense food, the vegetables, the protein, the fats, and the carbs, but it's going to keep us feeling full for longer. It's going to be low or lower on calories. And this simple hack, which is just so straightforward, will save you so much hassle when you go to restaurants, so much hassle when you're trying to guesstimate how many calories you're in your food. If you just go 50% vegetables and then follow the rest here, chances are you're going to have a healthy and nutritious. The fourth tip is to avoid too large of a calorie deficit. If you go starving yourself, your cravings are only going to get stronger, your energy is going to crash, you're going to burn less calories as a result, because you're not going to be as active as you were previously, and you're going to slow down your metabolism as well. So just avoid too much of a calorie deficit. In around 500 is the sweet spot. Any lower than that, and you're on a thin line. And then the last tip on this guide is to track your calories weekly, not daily. And the reason I say this, if you track your calories daily, you could be on 2,200 per day. You could track that Monday to Friday. Then you have your cheat meal. You're not tracking that. Then you have a bit of a binge on Sunday as well, and you're not tracking that. And sticking to the 2,200 doesn't really give you flexibility for these binges or cheat meals, which are okay in small doses. And I emphasize small doses. But if you track your calories by the week, let's say for example you have 3,000 calories per day across the week, that's 21,000 calories. If you spread that throughout the week, where you maybe have 2,500 on the weekdays and a bit more of allowance, say 3,500 on the weekends, it gives you that allowance as well for them cheat meals, for them binges, that you can offset either earlier on during the week or later on during the week as well. And it's just a lot more flexible. And it kind of avoids the whole thing that if you go over your calories on a day, that you feel a bit demotivated and then you just lose hope and give up. If you go over your calories on a certain day, you can offset them on the next day or during the week as well. So look, hopefully you enjoyed this guide. Hopefully you found it useful. I'd love you to put these tips into practice. Any feedback, any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one.